Lately I've been bored, not knowing what I'm looking towards or even forward to. I'm sore and I don't believe anyone anymore.
My name is Mackenzie, also known as Emtothethird on Instagram, Ravelry, and YouTube. And whew, it's been a really wild couple of weeks. So for those of you who don't know, in addition to running my own business, I also have a master's in library and information science, and I graduated school over a year ago now. And basically I graduated and was immediately willing and able and ready to throw myself into starting Emtothethird Yarn Co., which is also partially how this vlog started. That has been awesome and definitely what I've needed to do and wanted to do. And it's, I'm starting a small business. I live in a very expensive city. And so one of the ways that I supplement money for starting this business is by having temp jobs that are at libraries. And so a couple weeks ago, I started a brand new one. It is part-time, but it's a commute. It's always an adjustment starting a new job, kind of no matter what. But yeah, I'm going to be doing it for the next month and a half or so. It's at a 2-month position. And the video and editing has just fallen to the bottom of my to-do list. And I really wish that weren't the case, but that's the fact of the matter. And yeah, so I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things because Labor Day also happened, and so that weekend was just a little bit jam-packed full of stuff. So I'm here recording. I have a bunch of stuff to show and share, which is a benefit of not doing a vlog for a couple of weeks. And yeah, so thanks for sticking around, thanks for being here, and thanks for everyone who bought yarn during the shop update. Yeah, I'm really excited to be sitting in front of the camera again. Maple's hanging out with me as usual, and yeah, I've got some FOs and all sorts of good things down the pipeline. Waiting for Maple to get situated. I think that FOs might be the most exciting thing, so maybe I will start with those. I have 2.5 finished objects. So the first finished knit item that I have is my Once and Floral sweater, which basically is my Rhinebeck sweater, so that's awesome. That's done. It's the beginning of September. It looks great. This is knit with my yarn Mezcla and with a not marled skein of merino that I dyed with cochineal. But yeah, I love it a lot. It's great because it has the type of short row shaping that I love, which is after the color work yoke. I did talk about this, I think, in a previous episode, but it brings the neck down, but it's also still a very cinched neck, which I also like, and kind of crew neck. I did make it short sleeve because I tend to run really warm, and having a little bit of airflow is helpful for me, especially because my core is kind of what keeps me really warm. I also, it was top down, so I was able to try it on as I was knitting it, and I added some short row shaping before the ribbing on the bottom, and that's basically to accommodate the fact that my bust, when the fabric goes over someone's bust, it can lift up the front of a sweater so that your hemline sits at a diagonal, because it's like the fabric is going over more here than at the back. So adding an inch of short row shaping, I don't have a super large bust, so I just added that along the hem. You can also do it in the body of the sweater, just adding some short rows to basically get the hem to lie even across the body. So I did do that. Pretty simple for me modification. So it was just along the front half of the bodice. And then for the sleeves, I basically picked up the stitches, I knit just a couple of rows, and then I switched to the ribbing. And yeah, if I decide later that I want longer sleeves, I can definitely do that. I have some yarn left over, and because I didn't add the sleeves, this was really just about 2.5 skeins of Mezcla. So if you're a smaller size, you'd probably need even less, and there is definitely some in my shop right now, so you can head there and look out. The link is always in the description. So my other full FO, not the half FO, is also from Mezcla. I do a lot of research to bring in bases to Emtothethird because there's certain things that I'm looking for, there's certain qualities I'm looking for, and Mezcla struck me immediately because I love a marled yarn. I don't see a lot of marled sock yarns, and I, definitely also less marled naturally dyed sock yarns. So it's pretty cool to be able to bring that to the table, and it's also really nice to knit a garment with it. And I have friends in my knit group who have knit garments with it, and I'm sure there's probably other people out in the world who have, but that I know of, they have told me that it's such a great fabric. I've knit it in socks. I love it. I love working with it. But knitting it into a garment myself and feeling the way that the fabric feels just really reinforces like how much I love the yarn. And that's really cool to just be like, yeah, I do love this. I really stand by my decision to bring this on, and yeah, all of those good things. So I just really enjoyed knitting the sweater, and then I also knit a hat with Mezcla, and this hat was inspired by my friend Taylor, who runs Blueprints for Sewing. And so she was like, well, I really want to double it, and if I really love it, then I want to make a sweater out of it, but I just don't know what it's going to be like doubled. And so when we were talking about this, I was like, I should really make a sample of it doubled, so that I can show that off. And I ended up really enjoying, again, knitting with Mezcla and, having the option to have it doubled, because fingering weight isn't for everyone. Eventually, I would like to find a thicker weight marled yarn, or mill a thicker weight marled yarn to dye, but for now, having the option of doing Mezcla doubled and like really being behind that decision feels pretty good. So I'm excited about that. And this is the little hat I made. And to bring it full circle, this is called the Foursquare Hat, and it's a design that Taylor made. It's available for free on Ravelry, and I don't know if I have a big head or what, but this is like one of the only hats that I love. I've made a bunch of them. I really love the brim of it is very neat looking. It's not a ribbing. And then look at that color. It looks so good. It's basically like a light pink of Mezcla. which is like obviously my color. My hair is still light pink, it's just up in this so you can't really tell. My roots are all growing in. My grays. Look at my grays, people. So yeah, I'm really excited about this hat. I might wear it this winter, or I might have to make myself another one because this is gonna live as a sample. And this color is on my website, so there are a couple of, I think there's one skein left of it at the moment. Okay, and then the other half finished object is one half of a pair of socks. Yes, so this is the sock. I have been so into the fish lips heel. You know, I have a problem generally that socks kind of get stretched out, and someone mentioned in a conversation we were having about sock knitting that they don't like to do heel flap because they feel it stretches out and gets too big. And I never realized, it kind of makes sense to me with that join that they would stretch out. So I've been doing fish lips heel, fish lips heel on my socks lately, and I've been really feeling like they fit nicely and they haven't been stretching out. This is cereal from Hedgehog in their sock base, and then this is a just sample that I dyed with some Fustic. Honestly, the dye is a little too saturated. I'm not sure how color fast that's gonna be, so this will kind of be my we'll see how that color holds up, but I think they're really cute. Definitely like my color palette, right? Cute. So I just have to knit the next one, and this is pair 9 for 2019. So no, pair 8, 8, 9, 10, wait, I think this is pair 8. I'm gonna be knitting a bunch of socks for Christmas, so I don't feel so bad, but I basically have decided that I'm gonna do selfish knitting until Rhinebeck, so I don't feel bad about that. And then after Rhinebeck I can start all of my Christmas stuff. So those are finished / whip, which kind of goes into other whips. So in a video I did a while ago, which I'll link here, I went to Webb's for the first time as I was on my way to a camping trip with my friend Max, and I bought some BC yarn. It's GARN. I think it's European. I don't know if they just pronounce it yarn or it's different. I bought some in this really awesome natural gray, and I didn't realize until I was knitting with it with my fingernails that it kind of has a nice like green undertone to it. It's just very woolly. It's just super nice. Yeah. And I bought it with the intention of knitting Pia Camabornia's Together shawl, and so that I cast that on. I don't know if you relate to this feeling. It's really cute. There's like all these little baubles in it. So kind of subtle. I really just wanted another triangle shawl. I have one that I knit. It's sort of funny how I can plan out my knits and the colors that they're going to be in, and somehow this one that I kind of made on a lark, I basically went, like right after college, I was buying yarn off of eBay that was super discounted because that was like the only yarn I could afford, and it was in this like color that I was kind of like meh about, and I knit this shawl, and it's like my #1 worn shawl, and I've had it for years, and it's still like, it's great. It was a Rowan yarn, and I just haven't made anything quite similar to it. So this is kind of what I'm hoping will be similar enough that it will be worn as much. So it's this beautiful gray color, gray brown color that I love a lot, and it just has these little baubles on it. It's bound off with an I-cord edge, and I think I'm going to change that. But for now, it'll just be kind of my knitting project. I like to knit at lunch, so this is a really good one for me to just work on while I'm at lunch. Anything else? No. So then I have, oh yes, I do have something else, finished object, and not work in progress. So I also have been holding on to some fabric that I got in this video, where I went around to Joann's and my local fabric store, which is called the Fabric Place Basement, and I bought some like purple twill, rayon twill, I think. Actually, now I'm not sure that that's what that is because I went back to the store recently. But it was this purple woven fabric, and I bought it specifically to make Helen's Closet's Winslow culottes. Culottes. Kay recently corrected me when I said culottes, and I was like, oh no, I don't. Now I'm more confused than I was when I was confidently mispronouncing it. Culottes. Anyway, I plan to make them with. So Helen has a couple of hacks. The pattern straight out of the packet includes a zipper at the back, but she did a hack for an elastic waistband, both all the way around and just at the back. And so for this one, I did it just at the back, and I have been wearing them a ton. I'm going to include a little video right here of kind of what they look like. A lot of people assume it's a skirt. I'm not mad about that. I did want to do them full length, but I cut something out incorrectly, and like one one back panel was like so much shorter than the other three. I don't know what the hell I did, but I had to trim the rest of it to get the proper length, which honestly is fine. It's still kind of like summery feeling. Those were definitely intended to be my wearable muslin. I wasn't sure how I would like the color once it was done, but yeah, I've been super into it. I really like kind of tying a shirt, like tucking a shirt into them or tying them into a little knot at the front. Yeah, I just think they're super cute. I've been really enjoying wearing them. They're super comfortable. And I have plans to make another pair with some sort of green fabric. Like, can you imagine emerald green long culottes for like the fall? So that's kind of in my mind. I've been looking for some fabric. I haven't found it yet. But yeah, that's just add it to the list of stuff. Yeah, so I have both. I already have more fabric than I have sewn with. Isn't it amazing how that happens? And then the last thing that I wanted to kind of bring up is the fact that I am going to be basically doing like a sample test knit for Knit Collage. I'm just gonna show you the yarn that was gifted to me in order to do the pattern. Yeah, aren't those amazing? It's like me in a yarn. Chunky and sparkly and mustard yellow. So yeah, that's kind of it. I apologize again for being away for a couple of weeks. I'm really happy to be back recording. I did record last Sunday, and when I went to go edit that recording, I was so sad. And it was just because I was tired, and my heart wasn't in it. So I'm really glad that I took a little bit of a break, and I'm gonna get this video to you. I really hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all next week. I will be back.